Ladies and gents and the rest, today we're going to be learning how to play Sappers and how to make it as high as possible on the leaderboard. Let me show you what I have. So I play 4-deck combo, and 3 out of 4 decks have Sappers. So Charlga has Sappers. I will explain to you everything a bit later, so I'm just letting you know. I'm just showing you the decks. These guys. Baron. Rand doesn't have Sappers. Out of 4 decks, 1 doesn't have Sappers. But I made the guide for this deck last week, so you can check it out if you want. I only replaced Smoke Bomb with Deep Breath. I'm experimenting. And the MIF. Before we start talking about why these decks are set up this way, we need to talk about Sappers, and there is a lot of little tricks, and most important thing, we're going to talk about what counters Sappers and how to counter what counters Sappers. Okay, so let's do that. Everything that I'm going to tell you is only obviously for Arathi Basin, Rocket Towers, and well, this third modifier doesn't really matter, but yeah, that's what it's for, because there's going to be a lot of timings here, and obviously if the map is different, the timings are going to be different, or some things might not even work at all. So here's how it works. Now here's our map. Let's talk about how you should play against other players if you love Sappers like I do. First time you have Sappers in your deck, you throw them from here, and they obviously run this way, and they blow up the core. I mean, ideally. First time you do it, you see they're probably gonna die and they're not gonna make it. I usually throw them when I have cheat death, because sometimes your first attempt might be successful if their counter is idiotic. And when they counter that, you see what they use. We're going to look at every single counter that there is. Obviously, I'm going to talk about like 99% of counters. If somebody counters that some other way that I don't explain, it's just not going to happen often, so you don't have to worry about it. Safe Pilot and Chain Lightning are going to be countered the exact same way. Here's what it looks like. I mean, it's not really a counter, it's just something that you need to see and understand. Let's take a look at this video, at this little piece of footage. I'm just deploying my Sappers from my tower. I escort them to the core. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's it. This run from here to here takes 7 seconds, 7.29 seconds. 7.29 seconds means that when your Sappers are here, if you cast Cheat Death and somebody throws it with Chain Lightning or throws Safe Pilot on you, they're not gonna die, because Chain Lightning lasts 5 seconds, and this is exactly how much time we need to hit the core. Like from here, it takes pretty much like 5 seconds to run up here and blow up. Which means the one who counters your Sappers with Safe Pilot has to be extremely quick, and your Sappers must be hit before they reach this point. Here's how to make the life of your enemies even worse. Because sometimes there are maniacs who actually manage to do it on time, and they're literally looking at your tower, knowing that right now you have to deploy your Sappers, and sometimes they actually manage to hit, to counter your Sappers with the Safe Pilot, because they do it extremely quickly, and your Sappers, they just burn, because burning lasts 8 seconds, Cheat Death lasts 5 seconds, so it's mathematically impossible to actually make it to the core in this case. Here's a little trick. Right here, my Sappers have a bonus levels from this golden slot, right? Let's pretend that you just remove slot bonus like this. That means that now your Sappers are 3 levels lower, right? In PvP, it's gonna be only 1 level lower. If they're 1 level lower, that means that Cheat Death in this case lasts half a second longer, right? Because Cheat Death, for those who don't know, let's go here, let's take a look. The duration of Cheat Death is 5 seconds if the Sappers are the same level as Cheat Death. If the Sappers are lower level, the duration will be increased. For every level, it's going to be half second difference. So now we have 5.5 seconds cheat death duration, and the full run, like I said, lasts 7.29 seconds. Now here's a little difference between 5-second duration and 5.5-second duration. You can start casting cheat death right here if you remove the slot bonus from the Sappers. It looks pretty tiny. You see this? There's a bridge right here. It starts right there. There's a little difference, almost meaningless, but in the game, that is what makes a huge difference, and your Sappers will make it to the core. The chance is going to be much higher. Now, everybody has Save Pilot, obviously, that they will try to counter your Sappers like that. Again, not a lot of people can cast Save Pilot on time, so I wouldn't say it's a big deal. It's not a problem to deal with that. Let's talk about the next counter, which is Blizzard. A lot of players think that Blizzard counters Goblin Sappers. That's not exactly so. Let me show you a piece of footage that shows you how to counter Blizzard. So our Sappers running, they're ready to go. They start charging, boom, Blizzard, boom. Did you see what happened? So when they start charging and Blizzard is cast, you have a little bit of time before Blizzard actually kills your Sappers. So it doesn't kill Sappers instantly. And you have, like I would say, like 1 second to cast Cheat Death. If you cast Cheat Death after Blizzard is cast, watch what happens. You're not going to see what exactly is happening because I'm doing something else, but look at the enemy's core's HP. See? So the tower's animation is too slow to be attacking all the time, and when the Blizzard ends and Cheat Death expires, Sappers actually charge to the core and destroy and damage the core. So as you can see, Blizzard is counterable. It's all about casting Cheat Death on time. So it's no big deal. And if you think you don't have a good reaction to cast Cheat Death like this, what you can do is you just allow Blizzard to kill Sappers because, like, you know, it's 2 gold Sappers for 4 gold Blizzard. It's kind of win, but it's better if you hit the core. Okay. Now let's take a look at how to counter Polymorph. Perfect piece of footage. Watch. Polymorph. Exact same thing, exact same way you counter Blizzard. Bam, bam, bam. Now, here's what happens. You can actually make it easier for yourself if you deploy Quillbore on the side and you aggro the tower while your Sappers are running from here. Let's say you do it the way I said. You throw your first Sappers and you see the enemy is using Polymorph to counter Sappers. So you either do it without a Quillbore, and you hope that the tower is going to be hitting your Sappers, but because it's too slow, it's not going to hit your Sappers and you will still make it. Or you throw Quillbore, you distract the tower, your Sappers are running, get polymorphed. Then it doesn't happen right away because, like, first of all, it's a lot of gold. It's like 3 gold for polymorph, and then you need something else, right? At least like 2 gold for Griffon Raider or something like that. So when your Sappers get polymorphed, the one who will be attacking your Sappers is not going to show up right away. That's why it's simple math. You still have time. Like when you cast Cheat Death, when somebody actually starts attacking you, you always have more than the duration. You have more time than the duration of Polymorph. That's how you win this mini fights. That's how you counter Polymorph. Pretty much the exact same way you counter Blizzard. And the last counter for Goblin Sappers is the most dangerous and cheapest thing in the game, bandits. Let's take a look at how it works usually. So my Sappers are running, they think that everything is cool, and then these 2 pieces of shit show up, boom, 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 boom. The reason why it's so dangerous is because it's cheap as hell. It costs peanuts, and there is absolutely no way to actually fool bandits unless you damage them somehow, you kill them or something. The way you counter that is, let me show you. See, when your Sappers are here, this one was easy to counter for bandits because my Sappers were visible all the time. But sometimes some people like to run Smoke Bomb with Sappers, and Sappers will not be visible until they actually here and they start charging. When they charge, they're visible. Everybody can see them. If you throw bandits between this spot and the core, if you throw bandits somewhere here, they're gonna catch sappers on their fly. There is absolutely no way, nothing you can do about it, unless you do this. Bandits are coming, boom. Okay, so the ideal way, like the most experienced players, they will not deploy bandits until your goblins are actually start flying. Let's call it flying. So right before they start flying, you deploy Quillbore, because my Quillbore was deployed a little earlier because I kind of knew that this guy wasn't gonna do it like that good. Ideally, you would have to deploy, you see, like this. Your Sappers are preparing to fly, and this is ideally where you throw Quillbore right here in front of them. Because in any other case, your Sappers are going to be interrupted. What I did was good enough, but again, if we're talking about ideal world, it has to be done a little better. These are all the counters for Goblin Sappers. Let's talk about decks now. So the deck we run, obviously I'm going to talk about 3 out of 4 decks, because the 4th deck is the Rent deck that I already explained in the previous guide. So what we do is we run this setup with every hero that we have. Okay, let's talk about heroes first. No, let me explain you the deck first, and then the logical conclusion will be the picking the hero for this deck. So what we do is, obviously we deploy we have Quillbore. Obviously we have Goblin Sappers, which was supposed to go like this. Goblin Sappers and Cheat Death. These 3 are must-have. Again, we have Save Pilot. Here's the most interesting thing. We use Whelpegs here and Harpies. We use Whelpegs because they are really good at taking towers, and now the fortification modifier is gone, and everything we do is we fight for towers. Whoever gets the tower pretty much wins the fight, because it's easy to get towers, and as a Sapper player, you're going to be king of taking towers, and you're going to be king of taking your tower back, because you're going to do it instantly with Sappers, right? Even if your opponent actually takes the tower, you just throw your goblins and they take it back. The most important thing in this setup is Harpies, because sometimes when you get extremely good player against you, you can't really get to the enemy's core with your Sappers, because whatever you do, it gets countered, or just sometimes shit doesn't go your way. You need Harpies, number 1, to play against death balls, like gargoyles, Workzone Raiders, stuff like that. Because Harpies is the only unit that is kind of cheap and can kill all that. If you don't have Harpies, if you replace Harpies with anything else, you will not be able to kill Death Ball units, right? You won't be able to do anything against Drakisat. You won't be able to do anything against Gargoyle. Like, the Safe Pilot's not going to kill Gargoyle. I mean, the Gargoyle will die. The first Gargoyle will die, but you'll probably have like 1/3 of HP left on your core, right? So Harpies are extremely good at dealing damage. And also, Harpies are extremely good at damaging the core. And when your Goblin Sappers can't make it to the core, your Harpies can. And with the Cheat Death, your Harpies can do a lot of damage. One more reason why we use Harpies is because they synergize with Cheat Death extremely well. When you throw Harpies, a lot of players obviously know that you're going to throw something, and they already have spells for it. And spells kill Harpies like that, right? So what you do, you throw a Cheat Death, and in 5 seconds, almost everything that the player has to offer will die. So that is how this deck works. Heroes that we use. Let's obviously talk about every single one of them. Sylvanas, shit. Thalnos, shit. Baron Ravender. As you can see, I'm running this deck. He is really, really good. Again, Baron Ravender himself is not needed for gold, for a big fat guy, not really that good. But his skeletons are a lot of help. They always push the lane. They prevent, kobolds and little shits from, sneaking to the middle of the map, taking the gold. They are extremely good at actually helping you protect towers, because when you take a tower and it's being constructed to be yours, the skeleton gets spawned right away. Sneed, in theory, it was supposed to work, because if you run the exact same setup with Sneed, the ones that I run this deck. You get bonus from Sneed when you one-shot the tower, you get 2 gold back. It's amazing. In reality, it's garbage. This thing doesn't work because this top 3 slots, there is nothing you can put in there, and it reduces levels of your units by a lot. Sneed doesn't work. And Sneed himself is obviously absolutely useless, super slow. And and by the way, for those who don't know, Bristleback talent deal a small amount of damage to melee attackers. Every attack that you do, you get a little bit of damage from this talent. If you look at Sneed, look at his attack. He's like using a chainsaw, bzzz, bzzz, right? If you look at the way that HP is removed from whatever he hits, you will see that he does a lot of little attacks. So his one attack is a lot of little attacks. That's his animation. And all these little attacks, for every little attack, he gets small amount of damage. So Sneed pretty much kills himself if you put him against one Quill Boar with Bristleback talent. So Sneed is just not a good option. It doesn't even matter what map it is. It's just not good. After people discovered this, be careful when you play Sneed. Grommash Hellscream, again, really good hero, but we need to play this deck. We don't need Grommash himself unless we need him to defend. There is no synergy between Grommash and the deck. That's why 4 gold for a hero that doesn't synergize with anything, it's not really good. And again, Horde slots here, nothing to put, not really good. And 1 slot is going to be empty, at least, and the Grommash is useless. Cairn, same thing. His bonus, we only have 1 Horde unit. 5 gold for Cairn, again, no synergy with anything, and this HP bonus for Sappers doesn't really save them, doesn't help them. Drakisat, again, 5 gold hero, no synergy if we use this deck with Drakisat. There is nothing to make it work with. Rend, I use Rend. This is the deck that I use. It has nothing to do with Sappers. Hogger is actually really amazing choice. So you can, if you want, you can use Hogger instead of the heroes that I use. The only problem that I see is that you need to play, besides playing the deck correctly, you need to deploy Hogger few times before Hogger becomes a threat. So you need to kind of, I'm not saying you need to waste 4 gold on Hogger a few times, but in some context, you kind of have to waste 4 gold, because first 2 Hoggers are not really that useful, and they cost 4 gold, which you can use for, for a lot of other things. Slot bonuses are pretty much ideal for your deck, but I don't use it. You can. My Hogger is actually, watch. My Hogger is pretty high rating too, so it works really well. Murkai doesn't work again. You deploy Murkai, you have to, after you deploy Murkai, you kind of must deploy something else, even if it's not needed. And we need to deploy things when we need to, not when we deploy Murkai. So playing Murkai forces us to play a certain way, which is not our way to play. Charlga. Charlga is one of the heroes that I use. As you can see, this deck is right there. What I use, I don't really need Charlga herself, unless, I need to counter, if somebody plays against you using Warzone Raider, obviously it's great because you have Charlga, it counters that like that, right? But the reason why we use Charlga is because Cavernous Mists deploy costs reduced by 1 gold. Even if you never deploy Charlga, you have 1 unit for 1 gold. And, if you know how her trade works, you will be able to deploy something else for 1 gold, which is just a good bonus that works all the time against everything. Tyrion, same thing. There is nothing to synergize him with. We do unbound stuff. He is good for defending the base. He's a good tank, but no synergy again. Jaina, she is all about spells, and we don't use a lot of spells that actually do damage. So, and making cheat death last longer for 3 extra gold. You have to deploy Jaina first, and then your spells are buffed, and your Jaina usually gets one-shotted by Safe Pilot, which doesn't make any sense. Plus 2 alliance slots. One of them is going to be empty because we only have 1 alliance unit and it's Safe Pilot. And Maef. This is probably ideal combo for Maef because we have 1, 2, 3 unbound units, which reduces the gold cost of Maef, which is, right? Conclusion is Maef, Baron, and Charlga are 3, in my opinion, best choices to run with this deck. Right now, the fortification is gone. and now we all fight for towers. We don't really go for a core right away. We just take towers, 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 and that's how we win games. But maybe I don't remember all the games, but maybe we'll see the things, how to counter the things that I showed you. I don't remember. Okay, we have Mac. I hope you understand that all game players I play against are strong as hell, right? So, okay, very obvious thing, killing Murkai as soon as possible. Trying to take gold, it's not happening. Preparing our Sappers. Now nothing can stop them. Throwing Harpies to kill Quillbore. Throwing Harpies at the core. Bam, bam, and I was cheap. And I didn't use cheat death, that's why only one Sapper made it. That's me. Hello? Trying to fix all these things. Trying to kill Miner so he doesn't take this 2 gold. But get my ass kicked because Mac has ghoul. Very underrated unit. Okay. Casting cheat death on time, and that's why both Sappers make it. Because I watched my guide. Right? We know when to cast cheat death, so everybody dies. I mean, everybody survives. Okay, Murkai. Killing Murkai ASAP as always, so it doesn't spawn more shit. Saving up the gold to launch a new Sappers attack. So we need to have 5 gold at least, and ideally a little bit more because in case he spawns a Quillbore at your base. Sometimes people do that. They spawn Quillbore, they bloodlust Quillbore with execute, and it lagged, obviously. And yeah, that happened. I threw Wellpacks. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done that to kill Murkai, but I have Maiev, thank God. Maiev kills Murkai, throwing Harpies at the Quillbore so he doesn't damage a lot of my tower. Harpies are melee damage. They work really well against and now look at the enemy square. Watch. Ah, no. Don't watch. They actually do pretty good damage. They did pretty good damage. It wasn't like super good, but it was acceptable. Throw in my Wellpacks on the mines. They automatically destroy all the mines. They don't get damaged, but they destroy the mines. And there's nothing I can do. He will take the gold with the miner. Okay, now we need to kill, obviously, we need to kill Murkai, and then we're gonna try, I believe, we're going to try to do something, yeah, we're gonna go like this. We'll try to cheat death, and I was a fucking idiot. I always try to cheat death at the very end, so it lasts longer, and my Sappers can take more of different stuff. More damage, more attacks, in case somebody crowd controls them, so they live longer. I don't know if it's a bad or good habit, but this is how I do it. Destructing the tower, because my Whelp Drakes were coming, but it didn't work. Sometimes I do a lot of damage like that when the Quillbore is destructing the tower and everybody else is up. Cheat death on time. Because the guy watched my guide, and that is one more successful attack. Again, you make one mistake, you lose like 1/3 of the core right away. It's overtime, so we gotta be careful because now he's gonna start spawning freaking Murlocs. Okay, that's how it's done. My Harpies die by the hand of Safe Pilot, but he doesn't have anything to crowd control with, and that's why it's a loss at the end. Let's keep going. Rebellion. One more alpha male. This is Jaina, so we have to be careful. We have to not let him make it to overtime. Okay, I deploy my Quillbore, so it distracts the tower right away for my Sappers, and it kills the bandits right away because we have and he managed to do it before we get to the bridge, as we know, right? That's why there is no point to throw cheat death. They're just not gonna survive. The cheat death is gonna end and they're gonna burn. Killing Jaina right away. We used to kill Murkai right away, now we kill Jaina right away because we don't need her there, right? The guy's playing this disgusting strategy using healing totem, so he'll be healing his core. This is pretty much like meta Jaina deck. We do this, yeah, we cheat death, save the Sappers, they make it. I believe both of them, or maybe one. I missed this part. Killing, our goal is to kill Shaman, because if our Shaman makes it to the core, it will actually do some few successful attacks before it dies. We don't want that. I deployed my Quillbore, so it killed my Quillbore and the Whelp Drake kill Kobold. This is the most important thing, so the Kobold doesn't take all that gold. Was not quick enough to cheat death my Sappers. That's me. Thank you. Up. Safe Pilot is dead. I'm safe piloting the Kobold, otherwise he's gonna take a lot of things. A lot of gold. Now throw in the Sappers, launching the attack. And, okay, bandits are coming, but my safe pilot accidentally killed the bandits. So, as you can see, we had a successful attack again, but the totem keeps healing. Every totem heals 10% of the core, so it's very dangerous. You gotta kill this guy ASAP. So we are launching the little attack with a Quillbore and Safe Pilot. It's not really working out, but we will try to Safe Pilot us to cheat death again. 2-2-2, there we go. And okay, that works. So far we are ahead, but if he makes it to overtime, he has chances to win. Let's hope that it's not gonna happen. Again, he spawned the totem and he's healing the freaking core. 10% every time. Deploying Quillbore, preparing a new attack. Let's go. Okay, he just wasted his deep breath. Okay, one. Up. And again, there is nothing I can do. My Quillbore was already deployed and I wasted 5 gold. I wasted cheat death and I wasted Goblin Sappers, as you can see. Bam. Killing the Shaman. Harpies. I don't have cheat death, so all of that's probably gonna die. No, I decided not to use it, but sometimes I do. If there was like 3, if Harpies were alive, I would have done that actually. Okay. And I believe this time only one of them will make it. Yeah, unfortunately. I didn't have Quillbore, so there's nothing I could have done, and I wasn't willing to wait. Okay, overtime, so we gotta hurry. And that's why I'm just throwing everything right at the core. I don't give a shit about nothing else anymore. And I believe this is gonna be bam. It worked. As you can see, we have this strategy has pluses and minuses. Gulag. Man, it's a terrible word in Russian. So I believe this is a rend. This is gonna be a rend. And you will see how one mistake, I believe it's a loss. How one mistake is going to cost me the whole game. Safe piloting Kobold, obviously. I don't know why I did that. It wasn't really worth it, but because I guess I'm going to try to get all the gold next time. And he has bandits and he has chain lightning. Okay, I believe this is going to be the critical moment. Okay, so I missed cheat death on Harpies, otherwise Harpies would have killed everything. And that is going to be the beginning of the end. Yep. And it's level 10 rend. Fuck that. Right? But it's okay. I'm going to obviously try to do what I usually do, and he chain lightnings my Sappers again. But the most important thing is not Sappers. The most important thing is that my Harpies died there, and that allowed his rend to live so long, and that's why his Gargoyle didn't cost anything. I'm cheat deathing my Harpies, so they actually kill the Gargoyle. Otherwise, they would have died by Safe Pilot, but they would have been killed by Safe Pilot. Well, again, here I'm trying to fight against flying units without actually having any flying units. So this is actually would have been again a good attack if he didn't kill it. like that. But the most important thing again, those Harpies that died at the end, at the beginning, they played it was a deadly mistake. Again, same player but different deck. I believe it's my F versus my F now, and we go in for a tower, waiting if it's worth it. And no, we were able to make it without actually casting cheat death. Everything is happening so quickly, Jesus Christ. So now, while he is trying to, I was too cheap, too greedy to, or cheap, how do I say that, to cast cheat death, but the Sappers would have made it if I did. So. Okay, this is actually this was perfect because my Harpies now will kill everything, almost everything. So he had to spend he had to use Safe Pilot to kill Harpies. I'm taking the tower back, which creates a lot of problems for this guy again. That allows me to actually launch my Sappers attack. And again, I was I didn't want to spend cheat death, that's why only one Sapper made it. 2-2-2. But I have a tower now, so now my Sappers will be unstoppable. It's impossible to counter them when they're that close. Let's go. I don't know if I'm going to use cheat death on the Harpies to show you how effective they are. No, again, I was too cheap to spend gold on that. I believe the let's go, Sappers. Yeah, that's how we do it. Half of the core, boys. There was like, what, 3 Sappers? Keep him busy and just keep trying to take the tower back. And he will have to spend a lot of resources to get it back. And that allows us to actually do dirty shit on the other side. Yeah, unfortunately my Harpies are dead here. My Harpies are level 8 because I believe I'm not using set bonus because I had to put them in the alliance slot. That's why they're level 8. Super poopers. Oh my god. This is just purely micro mistake and it could have been more damage, as you can see. Let's go. Nothing special, trying to defend it. Distracting Griffon Raider with my Quillbore, because Griffon Raider is going to kill out of 3 Harpies, it kills 2. And which is not a good trade because Harpies are great and Griffon Raider is just 2 gold trash. Well, I mean, not trash, but it's not a fair trade. Griffon Raiders are not there like to actually do something because they just die. Like as soon as they get in the middle, they just the tower kills them. So not really that good and useful anyway. It's not much of a loss. And I was a fucking idiot again, and I forgot to cast cheat death. I mean, I didn't forget, but sometimes it lags. You probably can't see it from what you're watching it, but when you play, it's actually you can kind of feel it. I'm trying to prevent Cobble from taking the gold and kill everything in one thing, and it kind of managed to do it. And for some reason, yeah, it's overtime, so we gotta hurry. But because we have millions of trillions of quadrillions of damage for the core, we have better chances to survive here. And he is going all in as well. I'm trying to use my Quillbore and Harpies. And I believe, yeah, Harpies, like I said, Harpies are just, it's extremely powerful weapon. And then, but man, he has to spend a lot of resources to kill our Sappers because they do enormous amount of damage. And I believe that's going to be it, yes. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be Jim. Jim is the top 3 in the world. And bane of my existence, always ruins my ratings. So what he is using is a straight counter for my deck, which is double chain lightning. You see, he just chain lightning. She used chain lightning on my Whelpex. That's why the Prowler didn't die. And he uses double chain lightning, and I believe it's level 10 because it also, see, it kills my Harpies, one-shots my Harpies, so it must be level 10. Yeah. Double Chain Lightning is a hard counter to this deck. It's a bad thing, but the good thing is nobody uses Double Chain Lightning, and you have to be extremely good player because it's really hard to execute Double Chain Lightning against other decks, right? But Sappers are like you counter Sappers like that, like with Double Chain Lightning, like this. Unfortunately, and this is pretty much like there's nothing I can do. As soon as I deploy something, he counters. He just uses Chain Lightning, and that's pretty much it. And the game is over. Like watch, I'm throwing like well pegs, and watch, boom, Chain Lightning right away. There's absolutely Chain Lightning right away. So he doesn't allow me to even open my mouth. Blah, dead. Bam. Bam. Trying to do my best, but I kind of know that there's nothing you can do. Chain Lightning? Where's Chain Lightning? Yeah, like this. I believe I'm going to last long, but it's just right. But don't worry about it. It's not gonna happen often. You have to be a complete idiot to do that. To use to use Double Chain Lightning with these modifiers. But Jim is a really good player, and yeah, nobody will ever run it like this. Because just because it counters this strategy so well, it doesn't mean that it counters everything so well, right? What can I say? There's not much to say, to be honest. Taking my gold in front of me, like right in front of my core. Looks pretty bad, eh? And at this point, he starts coming for my core. And Charlga against Quillbore is just, it looks extremely pathetic. The good thing about it is that Charlga is range, and Quillbore's passive Bristleback doesn't work. Level 9 Harpies get shit on with level 10 Chain Lightnings with like 2 charges. Ugh. Bah. But nobody's gonna believe you anyway. It didn't happen. It never happened. But I'm showing you how to counter that. So this guide is a double-edged sword. You can either learn how to play Sappers or how to play against Sappers. And this is how to play against Sappers. Double Chain Lightning. So if there's ever a meta and everybody's playing Goblin Sappers, obviously it applies only to current modifiers and current map. You can, you know what to do, right? Yep. Look how much damage I did to this guy. Okay, Kali, one more alpha male, used to be #1 in the world, eh? So this is Murkai. We're going to do what we usually do. Phew! And it kind of works. Everything is fine. I'm going right in there, and yeah. Kind of late a little bit, but I'm losing the tower, and everything seems fine. Let's see what happens next, because I believe this is a loss. Oh, I was almost too late, but again, little shit Murlocs are coming. I don't understand where exactly I made a mistake yet. I believe I missed something, but I don't know what. Maybe I cast Safe Pilot. No, yeah, right here. Maybe right here, because I kind of wasted. I wasted my Harpies that could have killed everything, and I should have waited until they actually start attacking the core. But I just threw Harpies because I guess I was nervous or something, and that cost me the game right away. This is Murkai, Kali. This is what not to do. Okay? You thought I forgot about you. There's no Bulava without Mini, right? So, let's go! Now, this imposter was trying to be like me. He was trying to play a Sapper's deck, and he was trying to kill me with Sapper's deck. It was obviously insulting. So let's find out who the man is, right? It's obviously bullshit. I love Mini. Everybody loves Mini, right? I'm just trying to make it look entertaining. Okay. Where did he learn that? But obviously, if you have Sappers too, it's just it's not gonna work. It doesn't work like that. Okay. Taking level 8 Harpies, badass motherfucker. Yeah, okay. He loves running Deep Breath. I kind of know that he always has that all the time because it allows him, like, he loves positive gold trades. That's what he calls it. And Deep Breath usually, you know, it takes half of the screen, right? It deletes half of the screen, so he usually kills a lot of things for 4 gold. And that's why he loves running this spell. So, Baron Raven there, we're killing Baron Raven there with our Harpies, and we cheat death our Harpies because, again, what if he has Polymorph? What if he has cheat death again? You know, stuff like that. So, sorry, not cheat death, but a Deep Breath. Same thing. He thinks he's cool, but you know what I'm saying. Where was I? That surprises me. He was the one who was teaching me not to actually use Iron Dwarf Miner here and not care about the middle gold, and he's the one who's doing it now. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Just wasted Deep Breath. I guess this was one of the biggest mistakes here. So he killed everything, but the tower is still mine. So, and which means he gets 0 value out of Deep Breath. And we are using Harpies to take everything back. And boom, like this, we kill everything that he had here, Skeleton and the Safe Pilot. And we're trying to take this tower back. We're deploying Quillbore. For those who don't know, for some reason, ranged skeletons get damaged by Quillbore's Bristleback's passive, the talent. And yep, keep going. I'm not deploying my Kobold because I know he has Deep Breath and he's probably gonna use it. Let's watch. I'm using Cheat Death because I know this shit was coming because this is Mini Lake, right? So you expected like no honor, nothing like that from this guy. So yeah. I hope now you have a little bit more knowledge, not about Mini, but about how to play Sappers. And yeah. If you like Sappers, I believe it's S tier unit, but I don't know if I'm gonna hit 16k until the end of the season. Probably not, but it's extremely powerful. It's definitely worth playing, and I just love it. If you have any questions, let me know. That's all.